Is Ahsoka Tano Gandalf from Lord of the Rings? Well, yes, Dave Filoni has confirmed that her role in Star Wars Rebels is very much like Gandalf, but what about her role after Rebels? Well, I theorize about this, but first I want to say I'm Mike and welcome back to my Star Wars channel. So back in Season 2 of Star Wars Rebels, Dave Filoni explained that Ahsoka plays a similar role to Gandalf because she is able to fight off those challenges that the Ghost crew wouldn't have been able to meet, such as taking on 2 Inquisitors midway through Season 2, or escaping Darth Vader at the end of the season. Gandalf plays a similar role in The Lord of the Rings. He is next level powerful compared to the rest of the Fellowship, and a clear comparison can be drawn between the Gandalf versus Balrog scene and the Ahsoka versus Darth Vader scene. Ahsoka saves Kanan and Ezra from the wrath of Darth Vader, a villain whose power far exceeds the duo's ability, and Gandalf saves the Fellowship from a massively powerful Balrog. But there's more than that. Ezra and Frodo have very similar reactions during these fights, which is no surprise, but also during both these duels the combatants seem to both die. Gandalf and the Balrog fall into a chasm, and while Vader and Ahsoka are dueling, the Sith super weapon detonates, which we as the audience know doesn't kill them, but certainly Ezra and Kanan doesn't know that. So both stories seem to end with the death of a great hero, although I'll admit that the fates of both are not entirely clear. But what about the return of Gandalf and Ahsoka? How similar are those scenes? Well, they are most likely more similar than you think. In The Lord of the Rings, Gandalf explains that he was sent back to Middle-earth by a very powerful higher being. Gandalf had unfinished business, and the free people needed him. Ahsoka didn't actually die and wasn't sent back to the Star Wars galaxy by a higher being, but she was rescued by one. Remember, it is Morai, the animal spirit of the daughter of Mortis god, that guides Ezra to rescue her. So in a way, Ahsoka, like Gandalf, is saved from death by some sort of god. Although not as similar as the Balrog scene, it is an interesting connection. And this brings us to the next time we see Ahsoka, which is at the end of Star Wars Rebels Season 4, where she is dressed very similar to Gandalf the White. She has a Jedi cloak, but also what looks like a tall wizard's staff. The similarity to Gandalf here is very literal in this scene. But what about after Star Wars Rebels Season 4? Really, the only hint we have is that tweet from Dave Filoni on Christmas. It shows a much older Ahsoka, and she is positioned at the top of a tree, which many commenters suggested symbolizes that she is an angel, or maybe that she is going to become an angel in the future. For more on that theory, subscribe and check out my next video on how I believe Ahsoka will replace the Mortis gods at some point. Thanks for watching Star Wars Speculation, and as always, may the Force be with you.